Okay, the quiz will be 15 minutes. No calculator. Yeah, it's Thursday. Not now. What do you think it's today? Number one, I'm going to do all of number one. That's a lot. Number one. Are we really going to do all of number one? Okay? Okay, so A is 0, 0. Like I told you last time, you write an equation of a line, you write an equation of another line, and then you find where they intersect. That's what you gotta do. And you gotta be efficient and quick. Okay, so it says find the coordinates of the centroid. What the heck is the centroid? It's the intersection of the medians. Now, didn't I show you how to write the equation of a median last week? Yeah, so just how many medians does a triangle have? 3. Do I need to write all 3 equations? No, because they all intersect at the same point. So just write 2 medians and then find where they intersect. So you tell me which 2 you want to do. The one from A, the one from B, or the one from C? If I were you, I'd do the one from A. You know what? 0, 0. So A over here to the midpoint. Okay, what are the coordinates of the midpoint right there? 6, 4. Use the midpoint formula. Okay, what's the slope of this line right there? 4 minus 0 over 6 minus 0. That's 2/3. So, did you guys use my technique I taught you last week, or are you just still doing your old barbaric methods? I mean, because I don't care which way you do it, you just got to do it. So, which way are you guys doing it? Point slope? Slope intercept? You know it. Or using the park method. Why are you looking on the internet? I showed you how to do it.
I just like added.
Wait. Oh, you meant internet? You mean on the YouTube video?
Yeah. No, not really. I just added like the 3x.
No. I just want to know how are you writing the equation of that line?
Oh, I would use myself. I've been using myself.
What about the rest of you? Who's doing my method? I show. Go to your room right now. This is my method. I showed you this last week. If the slope is 2/3, you write 2x minus 3y. You plug in a point, 0, 0, so you get 0. Boom. You gotta practice this because you ain't gonna just suddenly do it on Thursday, you know. So, not too many people doing that way. Okay, I mean, I don't care how you do it. So, are you doing this then? Y equal 2/3 x then? Y minus 0 equal 2/3. Oh boy. Okay, now which other median you want to do? The one from B or the one from C? Pick one.
C.
Okay, the one from C. So you go from here to the midpoint. So you gotta find the midpoint, which is 4, half. Oh, you gotta deal with fractions. Yeah. Okay, so find the slope. What is the slope? What is the slope of this line? 7 minus a half. 7 minus a half. 7 minus a half. I can do this. You guys got to do this. 6.5. You don't write 6.5. You write 13.5. So when you work with fractions. If you have no calculator, do not work with decimals. Oh, look how easy this problem is. All over. What's that? What's 4 minus 4? 0. So what's the slope? Undefined, which means it's a vertical line. So therefore, isn't the equation of this line simply x equal 4 then, because it's a vertical line? So where do these two lines intersect? Well, I think x is equal to 4. How do I find the y coordinate? Plug into here, 8/3, finish. That's the centroid. Oh boy. But not every time you're going to get a vertical line. This one's just lucky. You got a vertical line. Because if you did this median right here, right, you got to write it, right? This is just algebra 1, people. Write the equation of this line, write the equation of this line, and find where they intersect. Now, did anybody come up with a shortcut for this problem? You know what? Because you looked on the internet. Okay, very good. What's the shortcut?
You add the three x points together and you divide it by 3.
You find the average then.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So for the centroid, there's a shortcut. The shortcut is, if you know the 3 coordinates of the triangle, take the average of the x coordinates. What's 0 plus 8 plus 4 divided by 3? 4. Then take the average of the y coordinates. What's 0 plus 1 plus 7? 8 divided by 3, 8/3, finished. Yeah, that's the same answer we got, Mr. Pratt. Duh, that's why it's a shortcut. And what about the rest of you? Just do it the long way. So if somebody leads you into the fire, you don't follow them. Now, I don't care how you do it. You can use the shortcut, you can use the long cut, whatever. I don't care how you do it, you gotta do it. Now, unfortunately for you, this is the only one that there's a shortcut for. The other ones, no shortcut, right? Oh, unless it's just like a special triangle, like isosceles or right or something like that. But if it's just a general triangle, then... Okay, let's move on to the next one. Oh, we are in trouble. 0, 0. I didn't think I was going to be teaching algebra 1. 4, 7. Okay, now we are doing the orthocenter. What is the orthocenter again? Mr. Park, do we have to know these things? Duh, we knew this, we learned this in geometry. Anyway, the centroid here, didn't Mr. Masunaga teach you guys? This is the balancing point. Like if you had a triangle of uniform density and you had to balance it on your finger, where would you hold the triangle? Over here. It's going to balance on your finger over there. No, right there at the centroid. That's the balancing point. Didn't Mr. Masunaga show you the thing with the string? Who's Mr. Masunaga? Okay, next one. Okay, what are we doing? Orthocenter. What the heck is the orthocenter? It's the intersection of the altitudes. Now, didn't I show you how to write the equation of an altitude last time? So all you have to do is write the equation out of 2 of the 3 altitudes and find where they intersect. Okay, which altitude do you want to do first? Pick one. From A, from B, from C. Pick one. You got to pick 2. Pick one. See. Wrong. No, we'll do that one. Okay, so do this out. Now, how do I write the equation of that line? First, you got to find the slope. How do you find the slope of that? Well, first you got to find the slope of this, so that's 1/8. So therefore, wouldn't the slope of this be -8 then? Because it's perpendicular, negative reciprocal. So you guys, everybody else is doing point slope form then? No. What are you doing? The Park method. Oh, very good. You guys want to do the Park method? The Park method is so easy. You just got to practice it. Look, if the slope is -8, you just write 8x plus y, and then you plug in the point. If I plug in 4 here and 7 there, you get 32 plus 7 is 39. We'll finish. You just got to practice that. No, Mr. Park, I'd rather do this then. Y minus 7 equals -8 times x minus 4. That is correct also. If you cannot handle that, you cannot handle this kindergarten stuff, then do the preschool stuff. It doesn't matter. Okay, next altitude. You want to do the one from A or the one from B? Okay, the one from A. So, woo! Altitude. Okay, so first, if you're going to find the slope of this, you got to find the slope of this. What's the slope of this one right here? 7 minus 1, 6. 4 minus 8 is -4. Isn't that -3/2 then? So what's the slope of this that's perpendicular to it? 2/3. So how do you write the equation of a line with the slope of 2/3 passing through origin? You go 2x minus 3y equals, and then you plug in 0 here and 0 there, but 0 minus 0 is 0. Woo. See, the reason I like to do this is because see how it's lined up like that? Then you can use addition and subtraction method. But if you rather do point slope form, then do this. Y minus 0 equal 2/3 times x minus 0. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It's algebra 1. So if you're going to use my method, look, all I have to do is either multiply this equation by 4, right, and subtract, or I can multiply this equation by 3 and add, right? If you're going to use your method, then you can use substitution. Y equals this, you can substitute that for y then, right? You got to do something. Some of you are just, okay, here, I'll do it. Shall I do it left or right? Which way are you going to do it for real on Thursday? The right way. Okay, so substitution, it's called substitution. So since y equals that, substitute it there. 2/3 x minus 7. See how, this is just barbaric. Negative 8x plus 32. How do I get rid of the fractions? Multiply through by, it rhymes with me, 3. 2x minus 21 equals negative 24x plus 96. Put all the x's on one side. 26x equals, oh my goodness, 117. X equals 117 over 26, but that can be reduced by 3. No, I can't. That's it, 117 over 26. Is that what you got? What's the answer on the bottom? That's not even the correct answer. We did something wrong. What did we do wrong? Multiply by 3, put all the x's on one side. Yeah. What's 13? Oh, there you go, divide by 13. Hello? So 13 goes into that 9 times, right? 9 halves then. We did it right then. You just can't reduce. And then once you get x, how do you find y? Plug it back into one of these. I think this one is easier. So if x equals 9 halves, the 2's cancel out, y equal 3. Therefore, the ortho center is 9 halves comma 3. Katoosh! Write an equation of a line, write the equation of another line, find where they intersect. Now, why do you think they call the intersection of the altitudes the ortho center? Look, ortho. What does ortho mean in mathematics? It means perpendicular. Just think of all the real life things with ortho. Orthodontist. Don't you want your teeth to grow perpendicular to your gum? No, I want it to go parallel to the gum. You guys ever heard of ortho plant food? Fertilizer, ortho? You guys ever heard of this thing called a yard? Then you gotta take care of it? No, my parents do that. So, don't you want the plants to go perpendicular to the ground? Or you like parallel to the ground? Ortho in mathematics means perpendicular. That's why ortho center, you get it? Ortho center. Okay. Okay, we can do them all. This is my first time in the history of pre-calculus honors. I'm going to do them all. Congratulations, period 3. That's who you really are. I don't think we can do this in the other classes. I'm just going to today refer to the video. No, it's good we did it because then it's on video, yeah? Okay, now we're going to do the circumcenter. The circumcenter is the center of the circumscribed circle. You guys know what circumscribed circle is, right? Didn't you guys do that in geometry with the, did you guys do straight edge and compass constructions? So remember the problem you had on the test was, okay, here's a triangle. Using a compass and a straight edge, draw a circle that circumscribes this triangle. One person remembers. Okay, well, what is the, how do you find the circumcenter if you're doing analytic geometry? What is the circumcenter? It's the intersection of the, it's on the Hanaoka?
I wasn't in class sometimes.
It's right over here! I'll tell you what it is. It's right there. Look, I tell you what it is.
Perpendicular bisector.
Thank you. It's the perpendicular bisector of the sides. So if you take the perpendicular bisector of all 3 sides, they're going to intersect at a single point. That point is called the circumcenter because it's the center of the circumscribed circle. So what you got to do is you got to write 2 equations. Okay, which side do you want to perpendicularly bisect? Pick. Okay, I'm going to pick it then. Okay, right here. First of all, find the midpoint. Oh boy. 4 comma half. Then you got to make a line that's perpendicular to that. How do I do that? Well, first you got to find the slope of this line. What's the slope of that line? 1/8. So therefore, isn't the slope of this line going to be -8? Okay, so if you're going to use your barbaric method, you're going to go y minus half equal -8 times x minus 4. Point slope. That's the equation of line. Now you got to write another line. Which one you want to do? AC or BC? Pick one. Okay, good choice. You know why? No fractions. What's the midpoint? We did it already. Don't reinvent the wheel. But I like to do that, Mr. Park. 6 comma rhymes with more. Oh, you're on it today. And then you're going to make it perpendicular. So first you got to find the slope of this, which is, we already did that. What's the slope? What was the slope? Look, it's written right there. -3/2. So therefore, what's the slope of this that's perpendicular to it? 2/3. So what's the equation of this line? Y minus 4 equals 2/3 times x minus 6. There you go. These are the equations of two perpendicular bisectors. They intersect at a point. That point is called the circumcenter because this point is the center of the circumscribed circle. Okay, now how do I find where these two lines intersect? You do the same thing as over there. Solve for y in one equation and then plug it into the other, right? If you want to do the barbaric way. But see, I'm trying to convert you to my way because it's faster. Because look, if the slope is -8, then I write 8x plus y. Then it has to pass through this point. So if I plug in 4 for x and 1/2 for y, you get, what is that? Plug in 4. 32 plus a half. And don't say 32.5. 65 halves. Okay, how do you write the equation of this line? The slope is 2/3, so you write 2x minus 3y, and then you plug in the point 6, 4. If you plug in 6 and 4, you get what? 6 and 4. 6 and 4. 6 and 4. 0. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what? You want to multiply this equation by 4 or this one by 3? Pick one. Multiply this by 4 or multiply that one by 3?
By 3.
Wrong! Multiply this by 4. It doesn't matter. 8x minus 12y equals 0. And now what am I going to do with these two equations if I want to get rid of the x's? It rhymes with subtract. So you subtract it. So you get 13y is equal to 65 halves. Divide by 13. But 13 goes into 65 5 times. You get 5 halves. Once you get y equals 5 halves, you got to go back to one of these. So I think right there, right? If that's 5 halves. You get 2x is equal to 15 halves. Therefore, x equals 15 fourths. Therefore, the circumcenter is 15 fourths, comma 5 halves. Circumcenter! Yeah! It's algebra 1, people. This is not even algebra 2. This is algebra 1. Is it the first time you found where two lines intersect? Algebra 1? Yeah, this is algebra 1. You just got to, your algebra skills are rusty. That's why we're doing this. Beef it up. Because if they're not beefed up, you're gonna be in pain the whole year. Okay, so on the quiz on Thursday, you're gonna have one of these. I'm gonna either ask for the centroid, the orthocenter, or the circumcenter. Do you think it's gonna be the centroid? No, because there's a shortcut for that. Why would I want you to just do the shortcut? Now it says, write the equation of Euler's line. First of all, do you guys even know who Euler is? What's Euler? It says Euler there, Mr. Park. It's Euler! He's a Swiss mathematician. It's pronounced Euler. If you go to college and you say Euler, you're going to be laughed out of the dormitory. That's what's going to happen. He's the 4th greatest mathematician of all time. You know the first 3 are?
Descartes.
No. No, you got to be at least a little bit numerate. What's that? Well, you heard of it, like literate and illiterate, so you have numerate and enumerate, right? Okay, 3 greatest mathematicians of all time.
Wiles.
Oh, at least you're naming some mathematician.
The guy invented pi.
Nobody invented that. It's just an occurrence. Archimedes. No, that's his name, Archimedes. Greeks only had one name, like Euclid. There's no last name. Sir Isaac Newton, he invented calculus. And Karl, no, Gauss. These are the three greatest mathematicians of all time, and here's number 4. Euler, Leonhard Euler. Okay, anyway, what is Euler's line? It's the line, see, anytime you have a triangle, it doesn't matter what triangle you have, you plot the centroid, the orthocenter, and the circumcenter. They will always be collinear. They always lie on a line. We call this line Euler's line. Now I'm going to tell you, the number 1 on the test, which is probably going to be next week, what? Tuesday? Around there? Number 1 on the test, I'm going to give you a triangle, and then the directions are write the equation of Euler's line. That's been number 1 on the test for the last 26 years. I'm telling you the problem ahead of time. All you got to do is do it correctly. Okay, so if all 3 of these points are collinear, which one is the easiest to find? The centroid, because there's a shortcut for that, right? But then you got to find one other point because you need 2 points to write an equation of a line. So, where was the centroid? Here it is, 4, 8, 3. So you use the centroid, and then you have to find one of these 2. Now, after I show you how to do it, which one do you think is easier? Why is the orthocenter easier than the circumcenter? Well, see, if you did the homework on your own, you would know, yeah? Because there's less computations to do. Mr. Park, they were still long either way. No, the orthocenter is simpler because, see, like over here, you have to actually compute the midpoint. Whereas over here, the point is already given. So you don't have to do 2 extra computations in the orthocenter. But it's up to you. It's up to you. You can do whichever 2 out of 3 you want. If you want to take the challenge on the test, don't do the centroid, do the 2 hard ones. I don't care, it's going to come out to the same answer. Okay, so let's say on the test, okay, I need room here. Oh my goodness, we are in deep trouble. Okay, let's say I computed these 2 points on the test. How do you write the equation of the line going through these 2 points? First thing you got to find is the, rhymes with mope, the slope. So how do you find the slope? Y minus y over x minus x. Now let me give you, some of you are rusty in your algebra. Anytime you're working with complex fractions, fractions within fractions, the easiest thing to do is to multiply top and bottom by the least common denominator of all the fractions. So what's the least common denominator of all the fractions? It rhymes with mix. So 3 and 2, least common denominator. Multiply top and bottom by 6. Now watch, you get 18 minus. What happens when you multiply this by 6? 3 goes into 6 2 times and you get 15. Okay, when you multiply 6 times this, 2 goes into 6 3 times, so you get 27. 6 times 4 is 24, and so you get 2 over 3. Ooh, the slope is 2/3. So, here's a slope. Pick one of these points. Which point do you want to use? You both look ugly, Mr. Park. Well, you got to pick one. The top one? Okay, okay. Y minus 3 equals 2/3 times x minus 9/2. Okay, that's the answer, except on the test, I'm going to say write your answer in general form. Is that general form? No. So how do you put it into general form? What would you do? See, that's why if you use the part technique, all is right with the world. Because look, if you use my method, look, if the slope is 2/3, you just write 2x minus 3y. Okay? Pick one of these points to plug in. Okay, let's say you plug it in. What happens when you plug in 9 here? 9/2 rather. 9. What happens when you plug in 3 there? 9 minus 9? 0. There you go. Whereas if you do it this way, now you got to change this into the hat. Oh, no, but we want to do that this time. Okay, so here we go. Multiply both sides by 3 to get rid of the fractions. 3y minus 9. Then distribute the 2. 2x minus 9. 9 times, so 2x minus 3y equals 0. Woo! It doesn't matter what you do, you should get the answer. You have to find out what is the most efficient way for you. But the only way you're going to do that is you got to do the homework. Okay, this is what some of you are doing. I don't know how to do that. You got to sit at your desk and you got to do the problem. That's how you become mathematically tough. If you just keep saying, oh, I don't even know how to do this, and you don't even like draw a picture or anything, you're not going to get mathematically tough. And then every time on the test, you're just going to be blown out of the water. Now can you see why the average of the first test might be 70 or 60 something? Because you guys didn't practice your algebra, that's why. Because pretty much everything is just algebra 1. That's pretty much it. Okay, next. Okay, we did them all. Woo! Look at the time. Only got 14 minutes left. See, and look, how are you gonna get the lecture for tonight's one then? Tonight's homework. You can read the notes. Good luck. Well, see, at least this year, first year got notes at least, right? Never had notes in the past. They just have to read their Algebra 2 honors book, which is good. You guys still have your Algebra 2 book? Because everything we're learning in this class is in that book, you know. Why, did you sell it? That's probably the stupidest thing you ever did. But no, now it's not anymore because I give you notes and examples now. Previous years they didn't have that. Okay, number 4. Oh, everybody here got number 2. Wow, you guys are really smart, yeah? Because number 2, usually the students have trouble with that. So I can walk around now with my grade book, everybody did number 2 then. Really? And how did you guys do it? Okay, I'm going to get my grade book now. Then why is it number 2 up there? Okay? Yeah, but can you do it in a fast, efficient way? Okay, I'm going to show you how to do number 2. Oh my gosh. Because this, I'll tell you what, there's a 50-50 chance this problem is on the test. You know, if you listen to me, I'm going to give you hints on the test. Like I already told you what number 1 is already, right? In fact, just for that, the probability that number 2 is on the test just went up to 66 2/3%. Okay, here's the point. Oh, no, wait. You're right. This problem is easy. Okay, so this problem is not on the test. No. Okay, you're right. No, this is not on the test. This is too easy. Okay, and then we move on. Number 4. Always mistaking it with another problem. Don't worry when I get there. Are you joking me? Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's B, 0, 1, 8, 5, and 9, -2 would be down here somewhere. Okay, so here's a triangle. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, find the area of triangle ABC using the formula 1/2 base times height, not putting the box around it, right? Okay, so 1/2 base times height. Okay, now which of the 3 sides do you want to call the base, first of all? Doesn't matter. Okay, if this is the base, then wouldn't this be the height? Okay, now, how do I find the length of the base here? If you know the 2 coordinates. Let's use the distance formula. Okay, are we good at that yet? What are the difference of the x's? What's the difference of the y's? So we got 9 and 3. So what's 9 squared? What's 3 squared? Add them together. Root 90. Should I simplify that to 3 root 10? Or just leave root 90? 3 root 10. Whatever, just do it. Pick one and go with it, man. Okay, now, but Mr. Park, how do I find the height? Well, didn't I teach you last time? What is this height? Isn't this simply the distance between this point and this line? Look, I even put it right after that problem right there. Number 3, find the distance between a point and a line. The distance between a point and a line is the perpendicular distance. It's the shortest possible distance. Okay, but in order to use that formula that I showed you, what do you have to do? You have to write this equation in what form? Rhymes with mineral. General form. So first you got to find the slope. How do you find the slope? Y minus y over x minus x. -1/3. See now, if you use the Park method, look how easy this is. If the slope is -1/3, you just write x plus 3y, plug in one of these points. Which one looks easier? This one, I think, right? If I plug in 0 for x and 1 for y, what do you get? You get 3. So normally we would put equal 3, but then we need general form, so you put minus 3 equals 0. Let's bring the 3 over. Otherwise, you got to do this. Y minus 1 equals negative 1/3 times x minus 0, and then you got to put it in that form. If you use the part method, it just saves you a whole truckload of time. But I'd like to do it the long way, Mr. Park. Okay, then. Okay, now how do you find the distance between this point and this line? You just use that formula. Okay, by the way, you're going to have to memorize this formula, like I said, for the rest of the year. But it's going to be on the quiz. Okay, so this is A, B, and C. This is x1 and y1. You just plug and chug, baby. So it's the absolute value of 1 times 8 plus 3 times 5 minus 3 all over the square root of a squared plus b squared. 1 squared plus 3 squared. Don't make the mistake of doing this squared plus that squared. Every year there's all several clowns doing that. So what does that come out to? 8 plus 15 minus 3. What is that? 20 over root 10. Oh, the roots cancel out. The 10, 30. What's the answer? See how beautiful I make my problems? You guys gotta, the only way you can get good at math is you gotta practice. Just like anything else, you gotta practice. How can you be good at piano? Just watch somebody play. And then go to the piano, you can be good. I don't think so. You gotta practice. Okay, and then finally, number 6. Oh, whew, I didn't teach you how to do this last time. But okay, wait a minute, time out. How many people read the notes? Did I tell you how to do it in the notes? No. It's in the notes. Okay, take out your graphic calculator. That's okay, I'll teach you anyway. Why did I make the notes if you're not going to read it then? Strike 1! Okay, anytime, okay, you guys heard of the best fit straight line, right? Like when you took chemistry, didn't you have to do experiments and you had to write the equation of the best fit straight line? This is what Mrs. Tomoyasu told me. Who had Mrs. Tomoyasu? Oh, Mrs. Tuthill. What's funny? Anyway, this is what the chemistry teachers told me. They said, okay, you did it, I don't know what the experiment was, but you did an experiment and you got this data, and then you have to get the best fit straight line. But they said you just eyeball it, right? Which is barbaric. You can get, anyway, if you just find the y-intercept over here, that's absolute 0. They told me you guys do this every single year. Negative 273.15 degrees. Absolute 0. You guys remember doing that experiment? How come 3 people yes, everybody else no? Anyway, when you have data from the set of, when you do an experiment or something, you can draw a best fit straight line just by eye, but that's not good enough. We want to get it exactly. So this is what your calculator is doing. Okay, so take out your calculator, press stat. Now those of you with the prism, you have to go to statistics. Enter. Oh, there you go. Okay, so L1 and L2. In the prism, it says list 1 and list 2. L1 are the x coordinates, L2 are the y coordinates. So you just, Yoshina, where's yours? Strike 1! Guido? Strike 2. Do you guys know that's minus 1% of your quarter average? Starting today, if you don't have your calculator when I tell you to take it out, it's minus 1% of your quarter average. Look, you don't even have to bring a book to class, right? Because we don't have a book, but you got to bring your calculator at least. So just speed in the points. 2, 1, 3, 2, 5, 3, 7, 5, 11, 8. It's probably easier to punch in all the x coordinates first because every time you press enter, it goes down this way. Yeah? So just punch in all the x's and punch in all the y's. Easy. Wow, Mr. Park, it's just like what you said in the notes. Duh! If you guys are not going to even look at the notes, you're grounded this weekend. Don't even ask. Give me your phone. You lost your phone. Okay, so now, once you have the data, you have to be smart, okay? If you plot this data, does it look like it kind of goes in this? Nobody plotted it, yeah, I bet. See, the thing is, if you plot the data, what if the data looks like this? Yes, your calculator will give you the equation of the best fit straight line, but does that look like it even lies in a line? No, it looks like a parabola, so then you do the best fit parabola. You know what I mean? You don't do best fit straight line if it doesn't look like a line. What if the data looks like this? Does that look like a line? No, it looks like an exponential function, so you do a best fit exponential function. Your calculator can do all this, but you have to be the smart one. Okay, so did everybody punch this in? Okay, so on the TI, press the stat button again, and now go to calculate. Now which one do you think we're going to do? Linear regression. Which one do you think that is? Number 4. Okay, so press number 4. Now you guys with the prism. Okay, once you punch in the data, regression, REG. And then trace over here. I guess it's that one. And then again, there it is! Who has prism? So did you figure it out? Okay, did you punch in the numbers?
I have the picture.
Okay, go back to the, I don't want the picture anymore. Okay, go to, where did it go? Press set. Set. No, no. Calculate. Go back, go back. Yeah, go back. There. No, yeah, regression. REG is regression. REG, then X, that's linear. No. X1 is linear. And then select either one, AX plus B. And then, oh, there you go. So did you guys get it? What kind of count? Is that 83? 89. Okay, 80. Okay, if you have a TI 89, you're on your own. No, you go read the manual. I don't know anything about it. You're not your sister, are you? Look at the time. We're not. Oh gosh. Anyway, whenever you use a calculator in this class, you have to give 3 decimal accuracy, okay? So, what is the equation of the best fit straight line? Quick, somebody tell me. Why don't I just look at the bottom of the page? Why am I even asking you? It's like, so futile. There, did everybody get that? This is the best fit straight line. And what is the value? Do you guys have the value of R? That's a super important thing to know. That's why. What does R? Okay, you guys with the prism, what is R? 0.997. Now, the closer this number is to 1, the better fit this is. See, if you had something like this and you did a linear regression, you would get an answer, but the R value would be maybe 0.1 something, which is bad. You want this number to be very close to 1. Yes.
What does R stand for?
It's the correlation coefficient. That's what it is. Now, how many of you at the TI don't even have this number? That's because your diagnostics are off. You gotta turn them on. Okay, quick, you got 1 minute. Turn on your calculator. Now, I don't know what to do, Mr. Park. Okay, do you know in your calculator you have a listing of every function in alphabetical order in a catalog? Okay, press catalog. Look for catalog somewhere. Go to the catalog. Every single function in your calculator is listed in alphabetical order. Go there. Hey, Mr. Park, you said to do that in the notes. Okay, now go down to the D's, diagnostics on, select it, press enter, and then do the whole thing again. Now the R will come up. Because you have to know if the data is actually fitting the regression line or not. Because if R is only 0.2, that's rubbish. You need R to be as close to 1 as possible. Okay, good luck with tonight's homework. Good luck, period 3, because that's what you're going to need. Luck. No, this is review. review of last year. You just basically you're solving quadratic equations. I don't think I need to teach you how to do that, right? You either factor it or use the quadratic formula. What's that? We are in deep trouble. We're in deep trouble!